Welcome to another training video from XMPRO. Today we will be looking at HTML editor control in App Designer. So as you can see, I have a blank page here, and in the toolbox under basic, one can find a control called HTML editor. HTML editor is basically a rich text editor where you can type in some notes or text that can take some word processing, like you can change fonts, size of the font, you can change it to be bold, italic, underline, etc. You can even put up some images in it, and I'll show you just now how to use it. So basically, once you know where you want to put it, you would just drag it across, and that will give you the basic control. In order to configure it, you would go to its block properties, and there are a few options that you can tweak over here. In appearance, the first thing you will notice is that it has a toolbar option that gives it the basic toolbar that user can use to change certain things in their text. You would notice we have size, font, all the usual word processing options, and we also have bullet lists, and including images. You can even add a code block and type in some code if you want to. So coming back to the options here, the next option you see is for visible, which basically decides if the control should be visible or not. And under behavior, you can choose if the control should be read only or disabled, etc. Lastly, there is the option where you can provide some static or default value if you need to, and that will be preloaded when this app page is loaded on runtime. So let's save this and launch the app, and we will see what it looks like. As you can see, we have a HTML or a rich text editor here. One thing you will notice is that as I type text into it, it will grow automatically to take the amount of text that I'm typing in. Otherwise, it will just shrink back to the size. You can change this by applying certain styles on it, like a height or width style, if you choose to. Now, I have all the word processing options here, and if I want to capture something, let's say I want to capture a bit of, let's say, an asset history, I can do that by typing that in, and you'll see I have over here some font options, and I can give it some heading. Under that, I can type in some bullet points, for example. And if I had bound this, I could have saved this my text back to my data source. So that's one way of using it. Now, if you want to actually load your data, as I showed you in this case, this is a static control. I can provide it a static value which it will load, or on this runtime I can type something in. But let's say if my data is actually going to come from a data source, I can then put it inside a container which has a data source attached to it. For example, this container has a data source. So when I put it inside that, I will be able to bind its value to the items that are being returned by the data source, which are these. In this case, I will bind it to history, and when I launch the app, you will see that it will load some rich text out of the database there. So that's how you use the HTML editor control in App Designer. Thank you so much for watching.